everybody's participating, everybody's active, everybody's putting in ideas, everybody's mixing it. You always have one or two who kind of step up and tend to naturally fall into some type of a leadership role. That hasn't negatively affected anybody. I think everybody's been really active. I think they're getting a lot out of it. And I think that it's been an interesting experience for all of them across the board. I think everybody's learning something, without a doubt.
They have totally different perspectives, and I'm talking from what I've seen here at one of our workshops, and that's exactly the willingness to make that change. They need to work on focus, being clear and concise, definitely, because of a lot of these ideas that are flowing out there. You know, someone should maybe point them to the right direction, help them to find actually by themselves the right direction, and with that, I'm sure, together with of course good communication skills, we have then definitely a great future with those young people.
It is better that young people sit here and that we are going down in the auditorium and listen. So my colleague and myself, we volunteered our seats for two, I would suggest Anna and Kosovo guy. They should take our seats. I also suggest other panelists to follow our example. So,
first of all, I think we have to learn Europe, because we have a limited knowledge about our neighbors, about the history, about the opportunities, about the future. Second, I think we have to cooperate on substantial things, not declaration, we are all in common and unity and variety. I think we have to look to specific projects where we are for sure moving on. And third, I think we shall also produce, let me say, a timetable for some projects, how they are realized. And then we have to announce these success stories, because together we are stronger.
In my opinion, coming from the youth-led NGO sector, I believe that in Europe young people need to co-create more and learn more innovation models. What I mean is, by giving the session of fundraising, I actually realized that many of the people don't lack any type of creativity or any type of ideas. They are very well engaged in their local communities, they understand what are the real needs, but what they lack is more maybe regional cooperation or more even European cooperation in terms of EU plus the candidate countries or the countries that are not even in the accession period.
this opportunity and possibility to mobilize supporters is today very present at the individual level. And this is a big difference. And that's why I firmly believe that everybody can make a small but visible change. And then our job is to network these people and give them then the economies of scale to grow bigger. I believe the Alpbach network is a part of this phenomenon. I believe that good strategic investors can also be a part of this phenomenon. I believe that our group, the Erste Sparkasse Group, can support it. And this is how I see social change getting ahead step by step and making this region a better place to live.
Kad svi ljudi rade nešto iz ubeđenja, a ne iz nekih materijalnih ili drugih interesa, onda stvari ispadaju mnogo bolje. Nadam se da je ovo početak, da ćemo raditi i druge projekte, u stvari sigurno sam da hoćemo i jednostavno da i ovi svi drugi ljudi koji su sad prvi put došli u kontakt sa Alpbachom su shvatili šta je Alpbach i da se ta Alpbach porodica širi.
Ovdje sam kao dio organizacionog tima učestvovala na svim panel diskusijama. Imala sam priliku da čujem zaista istaknute govornike i predstavnike političke scene iz cijele Evrope. I ono što bih željela da istaknem je da smo proteklih dana dosta slušali o problemima sa kojima se mladi u Evropi suočavaju danas, ali isto tako i da kažem da ono po čemu se ovaj summit razlikovao od drugih, upravo to što su mladi ljudi koji su participirali na summitu bili spremni da se zaista angažuju, da budu involvirani do kraja i da posvete svoje slobodno vrijeme rešavanju problema o kojima smo govorili od samog početka, odnosno problema koje su vam već pominjali, poput problema vezano za obrazovanje, nalaženje posla i veoma visoku stopu nezaposlenosti u zapadnoj Evropi. Ono što je bitno bilo za mlade sa Zapadnog Balkana je to da su saznali da njihovi vršnjaci iz drugih zemalja Evropske unije zapravo imaju iste probleme kao i oni, da je njihova realnost veoma slična i da jedino zajedničkim radom i zajedničkim inicijativama takve se situacije mogu i rešavati, odnosno da se može na taj način doprinijeti nekoj boljoj budućnosti. I pošto je sama tema samita bilo 100 za narednih 100, mi smo nastojali da našim budućim naraštajima obezbijedimo bolje uslove za život, odnosno da im pružimo neku bolju budućnost i nadam se da ćemo kroz naše zaključke i deklaraciju uspjeti to da i ostvarimo, ako ne da ostvarimo, onda bar donekle da ih poguramo i damo im podsticaj da oni u buduće rade na tome da bude Evropa, zaista Evropa blagostanja, Evropa jednakih i Evropa koja pruža mogućnosti mladim naraštajima.
Yes, youth are unemployed, but also they are not so proactive. They are not aware of tools and what they can do. They are not enough loud. They are not so loud to tell directly to their governments what they actually want. There is a lack of vision, of mutual communication and understanding. Yes, youth are not brave enough. I can tell that my people here, my team, our organizational team, yeah, we are a new age, newborn revolutionaries.
Zapravo smatram da je kapacitet koji mladi posjeduju ovdje ogroman i nevjerovatan i da mogu ostvariti nevjerovatne uspjehe, da mogu postići mnoge stvari i da trebaju samo da istraju na tom putu. Dakle, svakodnevno treba da čitaju na svakodnevnoj osnovi. Treba da se uključe u lokalne projekte, u nevladnim organizacijama, da stiču iskustvo koje će im se kasnije višestruko vratiti.